Happy birthday, Leo. I was already meditating in your energy and looking at everything that is happening for you during this month, and most surely today. Today we have a new moon in your sign, Leo. And like this whole last period and the next month is one moon after each other going into the same signs, opposite signs, your sign, Leo, and Aquarius. So there is so much energy charge right now in you, like, and what it means, Leo energy. You know, we all have Leo in our chart. It's not because your sun is not in Leo that you don't have Leo. Even if you don't have any placements in Leo, you probably have Leo as well in some part of your person and your life, or how you experience life. And so maybe, you know, I am a believer that, you know, maybe someone else is watching this video right now, and maybe something from the stories or the story that might come up today will resonate with your own personal story, Leo. I hope that whatever messages they come through, this will be of help for whatever situation you're going on right now. And I'm looking in front of me to this card because I was looking at all days and I was connecting with you, and I've been connecting with your energy already since quite some time. And this card jumped off just before I started the video because I always like to, already see what the cards kind of can tell me intuitively. And this card wanted to come out. The Hierophant in your present. And I'm not gonna go deeper yet into it, neither in astrology, because I just wanted to make a short introduction to the reading, but I want to know what the cards are gonna be saying. So let's see what is coming with the cards. I already give some tips which each card comes in each position, and then I'm gonna put the whole spread together for you, Leo. Okay? Pass. Oh my gosh. Aquarius energy here. This is highly spiritual energy, Leo. Your intuition at this moment is kicking you in so fucking hard. Okay. I'm already gonna tell you, I think this reading is gonna be very intense, so if you're not ready for it yet, maybe wait a little bit to watch the rest, because I think a lot is gonna come out here, Leo. Too many cards. When there are too many cards that jump off, maybe you know this already, I don't take all the cards, I take maximum 2, okay? But I always like to look at them. What is coming in your obstacle? The Knight of Coins with the 3 of Coins. Something that probably you are working on, or you had engaged yourself into, and you feel that it's blocking you in some way, at least now. What is coming next for Leo, please? 2 cards. The Magician and the 4 of Swords. Mercury touching the sun, touching you, Leo. So powerful. I already feel such a creative energy in this reading, Leo. But it's almost like I get this feeling like at the same time that you are like almost charging yourself you need to have, or you are in need of having some rest here. How is the Leo is coming consciously in the reading? Please. 7 of Coins. Taking the time to plan. Taking the time to strategize your next steps. What is coming in the obstacle? What is coming? You want to see it? This is your environment. And this might be now kind of an obstacle to you as well. As I'm seeing the cards connected here. Your environment, scorpionic energy. You have so many major arcanas in this reading, Leo. Transmutation, metamorphosis, change, drastic change, but for the good, Leo. What is coming in the hopes and fears for Leo? This, I mean, it's wow. You know, I feel in my whole body like this. It's like I'm having goosebumps here. And I don't know if, I don't think that you would even be able to see it in this camera, but like, I feel like suddenly I'm getting this sensation of, it's like boiling inside. Empress and Emperor together, coming in your hopes and coming in your fears. We have the Hierophant in the middle of this reading. I mean, god damn it. I mean, Leo, like something that you want to manifest. And this is like so connected at another dimension. Probably something that you have been waiting for a very long time. As I'm feeling this, Leo. What is coming at the end of this reading for Leo, please? And this is gonna be the last card. 2 cards. 2 of Wands with the 6 of Wands. The victory. The moving on. And having to take a decision and being able to take this decision with whole determination, Leo. That's how you're coming out of this reading. So, wow. I always like to look at the cards that appear at the back. Now, definitely you're in a moment right now that I think that, Leo, you are quite stressed or you feel burnt out about something. I think that you're in a moment where you are needing to take care of many things probably at the same time. You know, like heavy burden feeling here. But you know that you are at the end. You know that whatever you're trying to achieve here is like you are at ease of getting there. Now, give me 2 seconds, Leo, because I wanna get into the cards, and then I'm gonna start telling you what I'm feeling here in the hall with the spread. Okay. I mean, let's start with the beginning. These star card coming in your past, and probably this is something that is still affecting you. I mean, this last full moon we experienced in Aquarius, opposing you, opposing the sun in your sign. And you know, like right now we have this new moon, so like this is like this, it's almost like this, it's these energies are chained to each other. And definitely today, or maybe this is something that you already experienced or you have been experiencing through last week, and maybe you're gonna still be feeling through the next week. Okay, you have, it's like you come to realization about a wish, your star. And you know, Leo, the sun is shining on you, you know, it's your season. Mercury is in your first house as well. And the new moon, so it's like when we experience a new moon, it means that the moon is right conjuncted to the sun. That's why we cannot see it in the sky. And maybe you have heard, I don't know if you follow astrology, but maybe you have heard that we are right now, today, the 8th of the 8th. Eights are very magical numbers that give a lot of strength. All right. We're in a moment where it's what we call in astrology is like the portals of the Lion Gate are being open. And this is a period that normally goes between it happens every year, and it goes between the end of July to the first, second week of August. But generally between the 6th and the 9th, and for this year, the day that has been marked or remarked by astrologers has been this day, because there is a very important start in the sky that today it's aligned perfectly with the sun and the moon. This star is called Sirius, and Sirius, it's the brightest stars in the sky, Leo. I mean, this is the star that like illuminates the sky. Can you imagine a star that is actually like a second sun, you know, this star? It has 25 times more light than our own sun. So is it even possible to imagine the force and the capacity of these, you know? It's like, and so your regent planet in astrology, I mean, it's the sun. And it's funny because you are the only sign in the zodiac that has as same planets of regent planets, because you know, in astrology we have like general astrology, and then we talk about soul astrology, which is like the deeper self, you know. And these two regions are the same ones for you, which it doesn't happen to other signs. So you are double sun. And so, I mean, having this card here coming, the star, Sirius, being aligned to the sun and the moon right now, today, having this Hierophant, which is Hierophant, I mean, we're talking here of like you, Leo, it's almost like you come here to realization of something that you saw maybe in the past as a hope, something that you only saw as a dream maybe in the past. I think that this is something that you really want to engage yourself to, because what is happening to you right now, Leo, is that no matter the obstacles I'm seeing here, no matter the changes, the difficult transformation that you have to go through, or even probably, I mean, having the death in your environment, I think that many things have been happening to you in your surroundings, in your environment, that had been very, like, had a huge impact in yourself. Probably even endings that you didn't necessarily choose or chosen, but they came to you as inevitable, like you could not avoid these changes, no? And so, but even though all these maybe obstacles and things that you feel that they are still moving slow, maybe there are some issues here regarding your finances, or maybe, I'm gonna say this, maybe an earth sign, someone that has maybe the characteristics of this Knight of Pentacles. I'm gonna get to this after as well, because that it's like there has been such a slow motion here that maybe you thought that this was something that was never gonna come true, or that this person was never gonna appear, or that the situation never was going to move in the flow that you were expecting. The Hierophant, I mean, this is high spirituality. The thing with the Hierophant is that he's very conventional, and he tends to want to establish things and structure things. But as I'm seeing it in this reading, I see this energy more like you coming to that realization that whatever was this wish or this dream to you, this is something that you can achieve, that you want to commit. You have a high commitment here in place, Leo. And this could be related to your career, definitely. I mean, I see a huge mix in this reading, as I see many pentacles coming in the reading. I see the ones as you are exiting the reading as well. But I think that there is something here that you are wanting to manifest, and you are starting to find the strength to manifest this wish, this hope. Like you going for that brightest star in the sky, and probably you becoming as well that brighter star, that sun that illuminates everything, Now, right now, because let's go little by little here, all right? Because I mean, I have here my notes of astrology, if you don't mind. I mean, otherwise, this can be so really much, like, too overly chaotic for me. Because there is so much going on, guys. And also, I'm a person as well, and, like, with everything that has been happening, I've been feeling this energy super strongly these last 2 weeks. Like, and I think that probably this is something that Leos, you had been experiencing right now. Most surely all the 4 fixed signs. Because during this period, it's a moment where there is heavy fixed energy. Most of important placements in the skies are happening in fixed signs. Uranus in Taurus, kicking in the earth, making the square and opposition together with the sun in Leo, and having this Aquarian energy with Saturn and Jupiter. So, and then we still have, it's very, it feels so intense, like so fixed, that when we go through these changes and we start opening these portals, and we start actually listening to ourselves, and really looking at what is happening around, whatever was fixed, it starts cracking. Whatever it looked like it could not move, it starts moving. But the thing is that when you have so much fixed energy, and then also many like the big planets that are doing these oppositions and squares, important squares during the season, they are also in retrograde, like Jupiter, Saturn in retrograde, Uranus as well in retrograde until the end of this year. So it's like a big mix, you know, that it's gonna feel, and it feels in some moments so uncomfortable, even though at the same time so right. Now, like, so we have all this influence in your first house right now. The Sun, Mercury. I mean, Mercury is telling you you can move, Leo. Leo, whatever you want here is like, this is something that is almost like you are starting to receive. It's like you are so highly connected right now. I think that Leos right now, you're so intuitive that it's like you're seeing things that it's almost like it's becoming so obvious to you that you cannot shut up anymore or any longer. Now, so all these things in the first house, and now this new moon. And then what is also going to happen is that, so the other houses that are going to be highly activated during this month, so Mars and Venus are in your second house, and then they're going to do this dance to the third. So definitely there are some things here regarding your values, and like Mars, the planet of action, and Venus, the planet of love and that attracts things, also a planet of finances. So, you know, if you were experiencing some difficulties regarding your material life, or maybe that project that you were very engaged to, maybe you will building something here, because Three of Coins, something that you had been building. And this is not something that is like, it goes fast. And most definitely coming here in your obstacle. This is something that you know it takes you a lot of time to plan, to pay attention to the details, to analyze how you can better invest your energy, these efforts, how you can improve, your actions regarding this work, or whatever you're doing, like whatever you're building here, that it does have something to do with a certain wealth or abundance it's like abundance that you are building here. The thing is that maybe right now or until now, the steps, or like how this abundance or how this project was being built, you think that this is moving a little bit overly too slow. But you shouldn't get desperate here, because I think that even though you think, okay, I see this as an obstacle, and I think that it's not really moving as fast as I want, I think that maybe this is something that you're maybe coming to a realization that even though this was an obstacle for you until now, I think that right now you're starting to realize that this was actually an advantage. Like actually the same thing that wasn't moving. You're starting to find the reasons on why this is, or why this wasn't moving in the past, or not at least as fast. And because I think that you needed probably here time to, to better think on how you could move things, on how you will take these next steps. It's like the Seven of Coins coming here as you're coming consciously in this reading, Leo. The seven is a number is very much associated to the mind. Like this being mind connected, and looking at these cards, I have no doubt that you, Leo, you're starting to, it's almost like you're coming here to, it's almost like your full power of your mind, your heart, but you're starting to come to the light about whatever wasn't moving. it was actually something that was necessary to happen. Even though it felt like exhausting in some moments, and you probably even thought in at some moments that whatever you were building, it was not really like like it wasn't like the structure that you were trying to create wasn't like stable enough to move. But now I think that you needed to find some information here so that when you can take the next steps, like, let's say, I'm sorry guys, excuse me, but it's like I've been having such a problems with my throat this last period. It's crazy. I need to quit smoking. I know. Now, now that something here is almost like you needed this time, even though you didn't want it. Like, it's like even though it felt so uncomfortable that maybe whatever you were hoping, you've probably in some moments felt, fuck, when this is coming, this is not happening. It looks like things are kind of stuck here, but the change is coming, Leo. The transformation is here. And this transformation, I mean, guys, you don't need to get scared with the death card. We're not talking here about literal death, okay? We're talking here about transforming yourself, transforming a situation, something that has happened that it's like you cannot avoid any longer. And it's not just changing you, but it's changing your whole environment. All right, Leo? And this is also what is allowing you to have a new beginning here. A new beginning that you knew you have to wait for. Four of Swords with this Magician card. So, like, it's like, I think that right now, and when you have these two planets transiting your second and your third house, it's almost like regarding your material life and probably your career, or it's like it's gonna start making sense, Leo. It's like now you're gonna understand much better why you were engaged in this project, or maybe why you were engaged in these connections or this precise relationship, if we're talking about relationships, because then I'm gonna get to the second part here. But it's like now it's gonna become more clear to you why you were committed and the worth of this commitment, what it means to you, what you actually really want from this, and the reasons on why you were doing it. Because it's like having these like cards here, it's almost like I feel that you were very frustrated for quite some time, and maybe like just in the state of wishing and hoping that, looking at this star from far and saying like, man, I really want this so bad. And then you, Leo, putting all these efforts and probably even material investments or time or practice in doing this and achieving this star. But it almost, it's like it looks like you probably in some moments felt so desperate that in those moments of desperation is probably when we start questioning it from the beginning, like, why in the hell I'm doing this? But now I like this so much because something here is coming to you as aha moment. The aha moment you needed to actually see that why you were here and why this was happening to you, and maybe why this wasn't moving as fast as you wanted. Now, I have here the Empress and the Emperor in your hopes and fears. Very strong couple here, Leo. I mean, very strong characters, very powerful energies. You know, like these two characters, they go for what they want and they get it. You know, no questioning. You know, they are not even kings or queens. I mean, it's an emperor and an empress. And for me, this is almost like looking at Venus and Mars together. You know, we had a conjunction in your sign last month. I invite you to check my last video. If you are maybe resonating with the story, maybe there might be something there for you as well. Because Venus and Mars, you know, the planet of war and the planet of love, embracing each other in your sign. And having this encounter, this very mystical encounter, this powerful connection, that it's a complete another level, Leo. You know, these two persons, they know very well what they want, even though they might not express it directly. But they would. It's just that they are, you know, the Emperor is more of an energy that wants to have control. The Emperor is a strategist. The Emperor is more into, okay, I know exactly what I want, and he's not just looking at this step, but he's looking at the next 10 steps forwards. Like, he plans, he strategizes to achieve his goal. And he can have these, let's say that the most negative characteristic of this Emperor is that he can be quite restrictive in some ways, you know, because he wants to be in power. You know, he wants to be in his throne, and he doesn't want anybody to move him out of his throne. And then next to him you have this Empress, and she is also a planner in a way, no? She sees things before anybody sees them. I mean, she's very intuitive, probably much more intuitive than this Emperor, you know. But her way of action is very different from this Emperor, because she has a way of acting or achieving her goals that is more about attracting them to her. And the energy also of the Empress is that she's given. She's a mother figure, she's Mother Earth. This card is many times associated to Taurus energy, and you have the Hierophant in the center of this reading, Taurus, where also Uranus is sitting right now. Uranus for Leo right now is in your 10th house, on how you, it's like what you're doing in this world and what you want to create and your position, your vocation. It's not just about work, you know, but this is really about talking about like your real vocation, Leo. Something that is almost like this is like a source of inspiration at a level that it's like this is what I'm saying. It's like you are attracting so much energy to you, and I feel like you are in the moment of feeling that you could explode. And while you're doing and feeling all these, you know, at the same time you have to be patient. So it doesn't feel very comfortable, no? Like, it's almost like you knowing that you need to take care of this practical life. You're gonna have to be patient with this. maybe project that you're doing, or getting those, maybe like putting on together all these tools that you need to achieve these goals you have. But at the same time, it's almost like your energy is like, man, I'm fucking burning here, man. Like, I'm looking at your cards and it's like, it really feels like I feel like hot all over my body. Leo. And so what I'm feeling here, because the Hierophant, we can be talking definitely a part of maybe that engagement in your career and that vocation you are wanting to explode, Leo. I see as well here an important connection in your life, and this is not no matter what kind of connection. And I saw this kind of vibe in your last video, and we are gonna have again a full moon in Aquarius by the end of this month in your 7th house. Okay, it's another full moon in Aquarius in your 2nd house. So I feel, and I'm sorry, I know this is a general reading and this is not gonna be resonating for everybody who's watching this video, but I need to say this. It could really be that I'm connecting here with Leo that is experiencing a connection precisely probably with one person in their life, an intimate relationship that I think that this is a connection that maybe for a very long time you were not able to manifest. Or there was something here in the middle, maybe there was work or practicalities or physical distancing or something that was very material that was kind of in the middle obstaculizing this connection. But then what I feel with all of these is that you had never stopped being connected. Whatever distancing or separation may be happening in the past, because the star, when it comes, and most certainly coming in this position, Leo, it's something that we're hoping. And what we're hoping in most probably means that we don't yet have it. And the Hierophant is also like this. It talks about these very special spiritual connections, engagements. Maybe a person that you feel as your equal, or you definitely see as your equal, even though the obvious differences and probably the strong clashing characters I'm seeing here. One person that has difficulties to move. And don't look at the gender, the energies can be inverse, or maybe we might be talking of a same gender. That's up to you and your own story, Leo. But I see this yin yang here, very like, it's like a force. Strong, like two forces that they are like magnets to each other. He wants to, as I was saying, maybe has more difficulties to move because he wants to keep things as they are, stable. The Emperor is an energy that is associated to the 4, which is that stable energy that it doesn't talk about moving. It just wants security. It wants to be secure that whatever he will invest himself into, that's what he will get. While this Empress, she's all about expansion. She's all about going into like transpassing all limits. Growth, fertility. She's Venus, you know? And so it's almost like these two opposites that it's almost, it's like, yeah, you know, like magnets, you know, it's like they could not, it's almost, even though probably maybe because it's like I'm looking at this reading and I see that there has been some distancing, and probably having here the Four of Swords, there has been a situation here that you knew, and maybe the other person as well knew, that it needed some time, or it still needs some time to rest, to maybe recuperate yourself, Leo, here from something that I think you're experiencing right now as a massive change in your environment. Like, it's almost like feeling that maybe this connection that you have experienced has been almost like the cataclysm to, you know, like that key for this change happening, this transmutation happening in your surroundings. Like, you are not seeing connections, people, your work, everything that is surrounding you right now, it's not the same for you anymore. You're going into something different, and you are moving because you want a new start here. And I think that there is something very important here that you want to manifest. This full moon in Aqua by the end of this month. It's gonna be opposing you. And Jupiter is doing a retrograde there, plus Saturn is also in retrograde. So with the full moon there is an important culmination about your relationships, or maybe that precise relationship. You really finally coming to an end of the cycle and realizing here what you really want. What do you want from this person? What do you want to say? What do you want to communicate? You know? And you know, when you are going to have Venus and Mars going from your second to your third, it's going to be a great time for you to communicate this. You know? I think that it's going to feel like, I think that right now, you know, with Mercury in your sign and then going through the second and then little by little going to your third, it's gonna feel like maybe all this information that you were receiving intuitively, and that probably right now you are like, it's almost like you're being this, I feel almost like, Leo, you had been like this container where you had been like almost like getting all this information, gathering all these also emotions. I feel a lot of emotions in this reading, Leo. And maybe it doesn't have to be that precise connection. Maybe if you don't have it right now in your life, maybe it could be just simply on how you relate to others in general. Definitely. You know, and seeing from these connections who are the ones who stay and who are the ones who have to go away. Like, you don't need to hold on any longer. And then Leo, where it does, I really think, man, like, it's like you have at the end of this reading this Two of Wands and the Six of Wands, and I love seeing these two cards coming at the end, Leo, because this is you moving on with victory. Like, also because of this decision that you have taken. Like, maybe this is a decision that has been at rest for a long time, like this manifestation like maybe that message that you wanted to send and you were planning on sending and you didn't know when, neither how, and it's almost like you felt that all the words were getting mixed into your head for, I don't know, it's almost like you could not, it's like it was so strong and you felt so much that you could not even like express it. You know, like it felt like, whoa, you know, I'm scared of this. I'm scared of these, like how this situation it's gonna evolve, what impact it's gonna have in my life and myself. But I see that after some time of rest, and maybe this is what you're doing right now. Right now you are sitting down, you are acknowledging what this maybe is for you, what maybe this dream connection means to you, or on how you see these connections in your life, or you know, it's just that, man, I mean looking at this, having the Emperor and the Empress, it doesn't happen often, man, to have this combination, and it's in your hopes and fears, so it's strong. Like this is really like a wish for you. I really feel like this is something that you have been, almost like something that you always wanted, and now you know. And now that you know, and the lion knows, it feels much more liberating, even though the obstacles, even though maybe the still maybe like the time you need on thinking on how can you overcome these obstacles to get to this dream, to manifest this connection, to move on, to finally move on and to go through the change. Because you have taken here the decision already, or you are taking it right now. And you need to follow this intuition, Leo. Because whatever your intuition is telling you right now, and like that hidden desire you have, or that thing that you always wanted or you wanted to do and you felt you could never do, listen to that. It's really, this is the perfect timing for this. And I promise you, from the moment you start doing it, and it doesn't just stay here, is the time when you will see the movement. And you start, it's like the gratification you're gonna receive from this, the recognition, it's gonna be enormous. I mean, the lions, I'm gonna leave it there. I wish you the best for this month. I really, 47 minutes, I'm getting better, slightly 5 minutes less. I really wish you the best for this month. And I see something, I mean, I'm not fucking kidding, man. I'm like, you know what I feel? It's almost, I feel like this warmth of lower my body right now. It's almost like I feel all the air around me is like warm and it's doing this. Something big, you know, you have here on plate, and I just think you need to listen to yourself, Leo. This is the time, okay? Take good care, Lions. I'm gonna see you next month, and thank you for watching.